There are a ton of myths about dogs. You've probably heard some of these, for example, this classic one. A human year equals 7 dog years. Or a wagging tail means a happy dog. Who even came up with that? Or the idea that dogs are colorblind. Nope, they're not stuck in a black and white movie. And here's my favorite one. When a dog licks you, it's giving you a kiss. Well, not quite, although it is nice to think that, right? But it's a bit more complicated than that. In this video, we're setting the record straight on these myths. Let's start with a popular one. Dogs eat grass when they're sick and need to vomit. Sounds familiar, right? But it's not that simple. While some dogs eat grass and throw up, it's actually pretty rare. A study from UC Davis found that only 22% of grass-eating dogs vomit, and just 8% show signs of illness beforehand. So why do they do it? Often it's just boredom, kind of like how people fidget or doodle when restless. Dogs might snack on grass to pass the time or ease anxiety. Our dog, for example, likes to eat grass while playing catch me if you can. She would run away, and while waiting for you to catch her, she would grab and eat some grass. But be careful. Grass in parks and yards may contain chemicals or parasites, which can be dangerous. If your dog is constantly munching on grass, it could signal a bigger issue, so a vet checkup is a good idea. Most of the time, though, eating grass is just another quirky dog habit, not a cause for concern. When in doubt, always trust your vet over old sayings. Ever heard the saying, "A tired dog is a happy dog"? Well, let's clear that up. Just because your pup is sprawled out on the floor, panting like it just ran a marathon, doesn't mean they're living their best life. Sure, exercise is important, but too much? That's just exhausting. Imagine if someone made you run every single day until you could barely move. Sounds awful, right? Dogs feel the same way. They don't just need exercise, they need balance. That means mixing in fun brain games like food puzzles, hide and seek, or learning new tricks. Keeping their minds busy is just as important as keeping their legs moving. So instead of trying to wear your dog out completely, focus on giving them a mix of movement and mental challenges. A truly happy dog isn't just tired, it's engaged, curious, and having fun. And let's not forget about this myth. 1 human year equals 7 dog years. Sounds simple, right? Well, not really. Dogs don't age in a straight line like that. Their first year, it's like a rocket launch. They go from tiny pups to full-grown adults in just 12 months, more like 15 human years. After that, their aging slows, averaging about 5 human years per dog year. But here's the twist. Size matters. Tiny dogs like Chihuahuas can live over 15 years, while big breeds like Great Danes might only reach 8 or 10. So a one-size-fits-all rule doesn't work with dogs. Instead of counting dog years like math homework, just enjoy each milestone. Your pup won't get a driver's license at 16 or retire at 65, but every year with them is worth celebrating in its own special way. Myth number 4. Dogs are colorblind. Ah yes, another popular myth. And no, they do not live in black and white movies, but their color vision is different from that of humans. While humans have 3 types of color receptors, or cones, in their eyes that allow us to see a wide range of colors, dogs have only 2 types of cones. This means their color perception is more limited. Dogs can see 2 primary colors. They can distinguish between shades of blue and yellow, but they have difficulty differentiating between red and green. To a dog, red and green likely appear as shades of gray or brown. This is similar to red-green color blindness in humans, but don't feel bad for them. While dogs may not see colors as vividly as humans, they have other visual advantages. They are better at detecting motion and have superior night vision due to a higher number of rod cells in their retinas, which are sensitive to low light. And not to forget their superpowered noses to make up for anything their eyes might miss. So, while they won't be admiring a sunset or picking out matching outfits, they see the world just fine, in their own unique way. Funny story. Since I have my own dog, I always wondered how they see our world. If I give her different color balls to choose from, she will always choose red or green. Maybe she just prefers that one because of its squeaking sound, or maybe it smells better. Myth number 5. Dogs feel guilty after misbehaving. Ever seen your dog give you those big, sad eyes after chewing up your shoes? It looks like guilt, but is that really what's happening? The truth is, dogs don't actually feel guilt the way we do. That guilty look? It's more about reading your emotions than feeling bad for their actions. Dogs are masters at picking up on our tone, body language, and facial expressions. If you sound upset or use a stern voice, your dog isn't thinking, "Oops, I shouldn't have done that." Instead, they're reacting to your displeasure and trying to appease you. Studies show that even when a dog hasn't done anything wrong, they'll still look guilty if they're scolded. So next time your pup gives you the look, remember, it's not guilt. It's their way of saying, "Please don't be mad at me." Myth number 6. If my dog licks me, this means it kisses me. It's cute to think your dog's licking is their way of saying, "I love you." But is that really true? Not exactly. While licking can be a sign of affection, dogs lick for many reasons, not just as a kiss. Instinct. Puppies lick their moms to ask for food and comfort. This habit sticks with them into adulthood. Taste. Maybe you have something yummy or salty on your skin. Dogs love exploring the world with their tongues. Attention-seeking licking gets a reaction. Whether it's giggles, pets, or even a stop that, they learn that licking equals attention. Soothing behavior. Some dogs lick as a way to calm themselves when they're anxious or excited, as licking releases endorphins that reduce stress. So, while licking can be a form of love, it's not always a direct kiss. But hey, if it makes you feel special, go ahead and take it as a compliment. But here's the thing. Dog saliva isn't all harmless. It can carry bacteria like capnocytophaga, which can be risky for people with weaker immune systems. Letting your dog lick open wounds or sensitive areas isn't a great idea since it could lead to infections. And if they keep focusing on one spot on your body, they might even be sensing a health issue. While an occasional lick is usually no big deal, it's always smart to keep things clean, safe, and in moderation. Myth number 7. A wagging tail means a happy dog. The idea that a wagging tail always means a happy dog is one of the most common myths out there, but it's not entirely true. Dogs wag their tails for different reasons, and it's all about how they wag. A loose, slow wag with a relaxed body, that's usually a sign of happiness. But a stiff, fast wag, especially if the tail is held high, can mean excitement, nervousness, or even aggression. If the tail is low and wagging slowly, the dog might be unsure or submissive. And if it's tucked between their legs while wagging, that's usually a sign of fear. So next time you see a wagging tail, don't just assume the dog is happy. Pay attention to their whole body language to understand what they're really feeling. Myth number 8. Does a dog sweat through its tongue? Nope, dogs don't actually sweat through their tongues. That's another common myth. Dogs cool down by panting, but their sweat glands are mostly located in their paws and a little in their ear canals. Unlike humans who sweat all over, dogs rely on panting to release heat. When they pant, moisture evaporates from their tongue and respiratory tract, helping them cool off. So while their tongues play a role in cooling, they're not sweating. They're just using evaporation to beat the heat. Myth number 9. Dogs understand time like humans. We've all seen it. Your dog waiting by the door, wagging their tail as the clock ticks down to the time you usually walk in. But here's the thing. Dogs don't understand time the way we do. While they don't have a concept of hours or minutes, they can sense routines and pick up on environmental cues. For example, dogs rely on their internal body clock and can recognize patterns, like when you leave for work or when it's feeding time. They can also sense changes in light or sound that help them predict when something's about to happen. But it's all about routine and association, not a true understanding of time. So while your dog might seem to know when it's time for their walk, it's really just their keen sense of routine and perception at work. They're not watching the clock like we do. Myth number 10. A warm, dry nose means a sick dog. Many people believe that if a dog's nose is warm and dry, it's a sign of illness, while a cold, wet nose means they're healthy. But that's not always true. A dog's nose can shift between wet and dry multiple times a day due to factors like weather. Heat, cold, or humidity can affect moisture levels. Activity. After a nap, a dog's nose may feel dry, but that's normal. Hydration. A dog who hasn't had water for a while might have a drier nose. Age. Older dogs tend to have drier noses than younger pups. While a warm, dry nose alone is not a sign of illness, it could be a concern if paired with cracking or sores on the nose, discharge that's thick, yellow, or green, excessive dryness for long periods, or other symptoms like lethargy, fever, or appetite loss. A warm or dry nose isn't a cause for panic. Instead, focus on your dog's overall behavior and health. If they're acting normal, they're likely fine. If something seems off, check with a vet. Now you know the truth behind some big dog myths, making you a more informed dog parent. Do you know any other myths about dogs? Do share in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. Until next time, have a great day with your dogs.